Good morning everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new video as well. This is a bit of a spur of the moment video, but we are going to go to the charity shop which is near us, which is massive and has a really good men's section actually. Quite a lot of charity shops don't have a very good men's section, it's usually crap. So this one's actually quite good. So I'm going to take you along, see if there's anything western-y, cowboy-y, and show you what I look for. I'll give you a quick rundown of the outfit today. I'm wearing a black shirt. I'm wearing this striped vest at the moment, which I got second hand in a shop in Whitby, a goth shop in Whitby of all places, and my green checkered scarf again, and my Canadian black hat, and I'm wearing these slim fit green corduroys, which are really comfy and cozy, which we need at the moment because it's quite cold outside. I've had these for years, I can't even remember where they came from. But yeah, I'm going to take off this vest and put on a corduroy jacket in a second because it will be warmer. Corduroy, by the way, was very western fabric, so don't be afraid of corduroy. But yeah, I'll take you to the charity shop and yeah, we'll see what we can find. I don't know if I'm going to get anything yet, but yeah, I'll show you what I look for when I'm at the charity shop. So yeah, through the magic of time travel, we are now at the charity shop. Okay, so in the charity shop, obviously there's a lot of people, so I didn't say anything while I was there, nothing interesting anyway. But yeah, the trousers section I always check. I'm always on the lookout for check trousers, funnily enough, like patterned trousers or corduroy trousers. There's always loads of jeans. I saw those checkered ones, those striped ones were quite good, but unfortunately they were a 30, so they wouldn't have fit me. I think I found some, yes, I found some tan pinstripe ones. I couldn't think of a way to use these, so I didn't get those. But these were all like a couple of quid. These were the only ones I really thought about. They were wool. I couldn't find a brand on them, could I? Oh yes, I could. They were by Linear, I think. But they were brown wool, sort of a medium brown, light brown. Those were £2. 34 will fit me as well. I must be like a, I don't know what size I am, who knows. But yeah, just a load of jeans basically. Above, yeah, just the usual jumpers and t-shirts and things. Couple of shirts in. That one actually had a jumper over it, so I abandoned that. That on the end actually caught my eye. I'm not quite sure why. I was trying to work out if I could make it Western in some way, as jumpers were a Western thing, but nah, I gave up with that. Quite a nice, not a bad autumn check. Denim shirts, not a bad shout really, but yeah, I've already got a denim shirt. This one was the only one that really caught my eye. A chambray work shirt with a decent collar on it. That was £4, which is fairly reasonable really, you can't really complain. Could probably do something with it. It's a good Western staple. Paisley also is a good dressy uppy Western staple. Yeah, they didn't have a fantastic selection of shirts today. I thought that was going to be long sleeve, in which case I probably would have got it, but yeah. Coats. Mostly rubbish. Leather jackets are not particularly Western. That was an anorak. They did have this waxed jacket, which wasn't very much money, I think. I look like an idiot in waxed jackets, but they can work quite well for like ranch wear looks. Usual denim jacket, a couple of anoraks. This I have looked at a couple of times. It's probably the best thing they've got in at the moment. It's like a shawl collar, almost like a peacoat, but it's got that fur shearling collar, which makes it look like a real like rancher's jacket. It's lined-ish. It's from H&M. It's an extra large. But yeah, that's probably the best thing they've got in at the moment, I think. Hello, so it's now tomorrow. It's a lot sunnier than it was. This is actually the second take of me doing this video, and now there's some guy on a motorcycle outside, so I'm really sorry. But yeah, it's really sunny. But you will have seen from previous clips I didn't actually get anything at the charity shop yesterday, although there were a couple of things which caught my eye. There was nothing that was like, gotta have it, right? So, came away with nothing, but I was going to say nothing, I bought a book, but I didn't buy any clothes. But I have got this shirt, which I got from Salvation Army 2 weeks ago, which I've been meaning to do something with. I've just taken the buttons off of it, because it was a button-down collar. You can see it's got the buttonhole in the collar. And button-down collars are the bane of my existence. I really don't like them. I've never liked them. I think they are irritating and a cop-out, so they don't have to put more material into making the shirt properly. So it's also annoying when you find a shirt that's really nice and you think, oh great, and then it's a button-down collar and it's just irritating. But that might just be me. Anyway, I've removed the buttons. I am now going to do what I normally do when I find a cool shirt, which is a button-down collar, is remove the collar and turn it into a collarless shirt. I've done this with a gingham shirt that I got from a charity shop a while ago, because I was on the lookout for one which was really cool, and I finally found one in a burgundy kind of check, burgundy and white check, and lo and behold it had a button down collar, so I edited that. I am now going to edit this one. I was going to take the collar off and re-sew another collar onto it, from another shirt that I had, which is over here, which funnily enough was also from the charity shop. The shirt itself was pretty boring, so I cut the collar off because I was going to use it for like the white tape they had around the top of shirts. I've just measured it and it's a completely different size, so I won't be doing that, but I am going to turn this into a collarless shirt, so I'm going to show you how I do that. Okay, so I've got it laid out on my work desk. As you can see, this one is from New Look, so it's not exactly an expensive shirt. Anyway, I've also got it, it's an extra large. When you're at charity shops, as I said before, make sure you look like in every size section, because it seems that clothes are just weird sizes. So you're going to need one of these if you try this at home, which is a seam ripper. You'll also need a needle and thread, but you're looking for this seam here, and you need to, I don't know if I'll be able to show it to you because it's quite awkward, but you need to get this into that seam there, unpick it, and the collar is just slotted into this bit. So then you can just take that out and then re-sew along the top. So I'm going to do that now and try and show you, but if I fail, well, you'll just see the finished item. So, that didn't take very long. Some of them are quite tricky to get the ripper in to start it off, but yeah, that was quite easy. And as you can see, now we have a collarless shirt in all but name, but it's open at the top, obviously. So you just need to sew these two bits together. Yeah, and then that's pretty much it. Then we'll try it on, but it doesn't half improve an otherwise irritating shirt. The collar itself is now completely obsolete, or you can keep it like I did in the hope of using it with another project, only to find that it doesn't fit. So this is going in the bin. So that's pretty much all we've got. It's now sewn up. It's just, if you're a tailor watching this, I apologise, because I'm not a very good seamster. I don't know what the masculine of seamstress is. I'm not very good at sewing, but that is now sewn up the top. It's literally just a whatever that stitch is. It's like over stitched basically, because I thought it was the most efficient way of doing it. So yeah, that's pretty much done. So yeah, I wanted to get this shirt because, in all honesty, I saw John from Red Dead Redemption 2 wearing one in the epilogue, and I thought, that's a cool shirt. I don't have a grey shirt like that. So I bought this one, which is more grey-blue, but same difference, right? So yeah, let's go and try this out and see what looks we can make with it. Okay, so this is what we've ended up with. The shirt looks much better with the collar removed. It makes it look very much older. It's a good colour. It's a nice medium dark neutral, so it'll go with a lot of things, but it's cool neutral, so it'll go with an awful lot more. I'm wearing it at the moment with sleeve garters. These were actually my granddad's as well. I think these are probably 30s, 1930s ones, but you can get them everywhere. I quite like these ones because they're plain, they're like a link. I don't know if I'll be able to show you actually, but they're just like a plain link. They're not like a band or garter like some of the other ones are. Oh, there's a woman yelling at a dog outside, sorry. Yeah, anyway, I have paired them with these black chinos. These, I got these years ago. I think these are from Vans, of all places, but they're really good. Oh yeah, Vans, there you go. Yeah, they're really good quality. They come up a decent way. They're fairly like high rise, they're not low rise. So yeah, Vans for chinos, everybody, and they come in some really nice colours as well. I got black, which probably says a lot about me, but there we go. I've sewn the braces buttons on myself, using just guesswork, frankly. These braces are, I don't actually know where they came from. I'm fairly sure I stole them from my partner, Emma. But yeah, they're really good and they go with a lot of things, but at the moment they're on these trousers. But yeah, the shirt looks much better. Also goes quite nicely with this hat, so you end up with a sort of turn of the century, almost kind of ranch wear look. You can also obviously dress it up with your bandana of choice. This massive black square is actually an army surplus one. I got this from my local army surplus store. It was £2 or something, which is ridiculous because bandanas are quite strangely hard to come by and even more strangely quite expensive. But yeah, that can be dressed up and it just adds a bit more interest. Also, if you're wearing a collarless shirt, your bandana will sit a bit nicer as well because it won't be bunched up around your neck. And if you really want to dress it up a bit more, I've got my second-hand vest from Frontier Clothing. So yeah, not bad for a £4 shirt and however much the rest of this outfit was. These, I think I bought these new, I can't remember, but it was a good few years ago. They've been a staple of my wardrobe for at least 4 years. So yeah, and obviously of course, the boots. But yeah, amazing what you can do with a £4 shirt. I was going to do some pictures outside or shoot some footage for you, but it's gone grey and it might actually be raining. I think it is raining now, so probably won't be doing that because I'll get wet. Also, I forgot to take an antihistamine this morning and my head is swimming. So I'm going to have an antihistamine and probably a glass of something. What time is it? I haven't got a watch on. I need to get a fob watch. Yeah, I'll have a glass of something and probably watch the rain come in because it's coming over the hills, which is quite nice. So there we go. I just did some raking for your benefit. I did a lot of that earlier on. I didn't record it because it was horrible. We have a massive lime tree in our garden, and I don't know where all the leaves come from. It doesn't seem to matter how many leaves it drops, there's still more left on the tree. So yeah, it's a bit of a chore, but you got to see the outfit in action. Yeah, what I'd also like to say about the shirt, apart from the fact that it's £4 and a bargain, is that the sizing today for clothes is completely shot to pieces. So please, please, please don't get disheartened if you have to buy a size large shirt instead of a size medium. I was a size medium, I thought, until I started shopping in charity shops. And now apparently you could be any size. I've got clothes that are, and I've got an extra small jacket from Primark, and I have, and this is an extra large, and I've got an extra large something somewhere, and they all fit. So to hell with the sizing, buy whatever fits, because the sizing's complete nonsense basically. Also, I would say buy larger anyway, purely for comfort. Also, shirts, old shirts. I can't remember when shirt sizing actually became a thing. Definitely before the 40s, definitely before 1940, all shirts were the same size on your chest. The only thing which differed was if you spent a lot of money on it, possibly the sleeve length, but mostly the only thing that differed was the collar size. That's why people wore sleeve garters all the time. That's why shirts were always tucked in, because they were huge. Shirts were just made to fit a large size, and it was just your collar that changed. So yeah, I would say buy big, just for comfort's sake, if nothing else. But yeah, I am probably going to start putting this video together. I might add to this tomorrow, I'm not quite sure. It has definitely started raining now, so that was well timed. Yes, I think I probably will add to this tomorrow actually, so I will see you in the morning, because you will get there before I will. Good morning everybody. It is now tomorrow again. It always seems to be tomorrow. It's Sunday morning. I don't know what the date is, 16th. Sunday the 16th, and it's really sunny outside, but it's quite cold. I don't know if we're going to be doing anything today. We're not religious or anything, but we tend to try and keep Sundays as our rest day, like our one day a week where we don't do any work. We try and tidy things away around the house, but it's a day off, and it's a rest day, as it should be. Everyone deserves one day a week where they do nothing, and that's our Sunday. So I don't know if we'll be going out or anything. I might be doing some work in the garden, some ranch work. But I thought I would, as a bit of a closing to this video, share with you some of my books I'm reading at the moment, because I read a lot. It's like one of my, aside from drawing, you're next to my desk, by the way. This is where I do all my drawing and my painting. So it's underneath the window. But I also read a lot. And I read a lot of Western books. So, yeah, I thought I would share with you some books I've been reading, have read, and am going to read, and I think this will probably be a regular section. So yeah, if you're into that kind of stuff, let me know, and also let me know what you're reading as well, because I always like book recommendations. So yeah, we'll start with ones that I have read. This isn't by any means a complete list, but yeah. Anyway, this is probably quite a famous book actually, about the gunfight at the OK Corral, and also the history of the Earps, The Last Gunfight, by Jeff Gwynne. I had this book for well over 2 years before I noticed that his name had an I in it. I thought his name was Jeff Gunn, which is a better name if you ask me. But Jeff Gwynne, this is a fabulous book. It reads like an action novel. It is very well researched, very well put together. It's got obviously some awesome pictures in the middle of it. It's a really fast-paced read, and it's about a very, very, very interesting and important subject. The Gunfight at the OK Corral, which you think you know all about because we've all seen Tombstone, one of our favourite films, funnily enough. But yeah, there's a lot going on behind it, and it's all in there. That's a very good book. I've read that a couple of times, and I still use it for reference now. I hardly ever get rid of books because I like having them around. I like books, and yeah, it's a nice one to reference. It's well laid out, easy to read, it's quite conversational, and even though when I started reading it I thought, oh wow, that's a lot of words on a page, it didn't take me that long because it's just a good book. So, second is one that I'm reading currently. This is The Son of the Morning Star, Custer and the Little Bighorn by Evan S. Connell. This is a very good book. This is a very good book. I bought this on the off chance, second-hand, from a book arcade in Bath. And it was like £3.50, I think? £3.75. Absolute brilliant book. I haven't been able to put this down since I got it. It's absolutely fantastic. I'm about halfway through. That's probably a bit over halfway because of the index and everything, but it's very, very, very good. It's not just a history of Custer. It is a history of all of the Indian wars and things that happened around them, before them, what initiated them, and why Custer was such a renegade and an interesting man. He had a lot going on, Custer. He's painted as being this sort of historical idiot, really, very arrogant, very up himself, which I've always found funny. I remember when I was at school and they taught us in about 20 minutes about Custer, and the only thing they really said was he was incredibly vain because he had a lot of pictures of himself taken. I thought, compared to today, Custer ain't got nothing on kids these days. But yeah, this is an absolutely superb book. It's incredibly well written, it's incredibly easy to read. Evan Connell has done an absolutely sterling job with all of his research. It's fantastic. I would recommend that book to anybody, let alone if you're an enthusiast of the Western genre or American history. I would say that's just a good book. If you're interested in history, read that one. Custer and the Little Bighorn, Son of the Morning Star. That is fantastic. So, bit of a wild card, also one I'm reading at the moment, which I have been reading for a while, is Svetlana Alexievich, Boys in Zinc. This is a very, very good book. Svetlana Alexievich also has written a book in the same style on Chernobyl, of people's experiences. It's all anecdotal. Svetlana Alexievich is pretty much collating people's stories. It's very, very good, and they're very hard-hitting, and it really brings home the human side of things. That's a very good book. I've been reading that not very long. I've got so many books on the go at the moment. I jump between them depending on what mood I'm in. But it's about the Russian invasion of Afghanistan in the 80s, and it's a very overlooked piece of history because in the West we don't see it as a piece of our history, so we ignore it. We just go, oh yeah, the Russians didn't do very well, and then we move on. But it's very interesting. That's a very good book as well. So now, on to books that I haven't read yet, which are on the list. We're back to Westerns, by the way. So we'll do non-fiction first. Non-fiction book which I am going to be reading next is this one by Mark Lee Gardner, which is Hell on a Fast Horse, story of Billy the Kid. I'm really looking forward to reading this. It's going to be awesome. I've had a quick flick through because when I get a new book I can't resist starting to read it immediately, to be honest. It looks really good. It is, I think, a history of not only Billy the Kid but also of Pat Garrett as well, and their ongoing dance that they did up to the point where Billy the Kid opens the door and says "¿Quién es?" So that looks very good. That was also from the same bookstall as Son of the Morning Star. This one was £3.50. Looks awesome. It also looks really nice on the shelf because it's got this cool artwork on the cover, which is really awesome. That's an original engraving done by a man whose name escapes me now. But if you look up this picture on the internet, I think if you search for Billy the Kid, it should come up. It's a really famous picture. they've cropped out in this one, but have a look at Billy's hands in this engraving, because I don't know how the artist has managed it, but he's managed to give Billy the Kid 2 left hands, and you only notice it. Sorry, 2 right hands, but you only notice it when once you've noticed it, you won't be able to unsee it. But yeah, that looks like being a really good book, a really good read. Also got like lots of pictures and things in it, not only like heavyweight text. So yeah, that's looking good. And finally, as the non-fiction section, I can't remember what Western non-fiction was the last one I read. I think it was Louis L'Amour. I read a lot of Louis L'Amour because I like the pictures on the front of his books. But I have got a copy of, I've got 2 of these actually, but this is the first one, which is going to be on the list. Charles G. West with Trial at Fort Keogh. I think I bought this because I've always liked Miles Keogh, who funnily enough died at the Little Bighorn with Custer. I always thought he was a really interesting man. This looks like quite a good book anyway. I tend to like, excuse me, I tend to like Western novels because they're really like outdoorsy and adventure-y and just really nice to read. Good escapism. I need to try and read Zane Grey again at some point. I haven't read any Zane Grey. So yeah, that's the last one on the list. So I have a good stack of books, which some of which are being read, some of which need reading, and this is only a small fraction of the library. I have a big library of books. So yeah, that's those are on the list for reading. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'll be putting this one up maybe tomorrow, maybe later on today. Actually, it's Sunday. I'll probably put it up today. So it'll give you all something to watch while you're not doing anything, hopefully, because Sundays are made for doing this. But yeah, I am about to go and have some breakfast. Yeah, so I will see you all in the next one.